We're here with Alicia. This is the, let's cut it short. This is the genuine crew. And so we're here to interview Alicia. She's been around for, it makes you sound old.
Yeah, I've been around for a long time.
She's been around for a long time.
I don't want to say my age. That's okay.
No, she's influenced a lot of people for a long time. But we're here to interview Alicia, find out a little bit about her passions, what's brought her to this point. She has Addiction Tattoo Shop. A lot of artists have come through her door and learned here, grown here, and our family here. You know, I'm glad to be part of it. Addiction. You know, what do y'all got to say now?
Well, we are going to find some more about her, and let's just go right into it. How about that? What's up, Alicia? So what drew you to tattooing? What do you think was interesting about it that made you really want to start?
I kind of just jumped into it, really. So we would get tattooed by, at the time it was the Banditos. One of their members was a tattoo artist, so he came to our house. He would tattoo us, and it was many years ago. And he would tell me like, "Hey, whose designs are these that you're getting?" You know, I told him, "Oh, well, I draw them." He asked me if I ever thought about tattooing, but I never did. Like, I was always an artist. I was always drawing designs for everyone, but never thought, "Hey, let me tattoo." So then that coming Christmas, they bought me a tattoo machine.
Wow.
And I kind of just jumped into it. Just started tattooing my leg, started tattooing friends and family. And I kind of that's how I really learned.
Okay.
That's how I learned. That's how I got into it. It just became like something I really loved. And then, it just took off from there, really.
So how old were you whenever you got your first tattoo machine?
25.
Okay. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so do you have any specialties as far as what you love to tattoo? Like what kind of style?
I don't think I specialize in anything. I like black and gray and I like color. I don't want to do portraits. That's something I do not want to do. But then like people bring me Jesus pieces and stuff like that, and they're like, "Why don't you do portraits? You're doing these." I don't know. It scares me.
Well,
So
I'm glad.
I just like black and gray and probably color is probably what I like to do.
Okay. It's good that you're not trying to take on things that you're not comfortable with.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'll tell them like, "Hey, I would love to do that, but I just think that you should try this person." And I'll recommend other artists, other places for what I think will fit best for them, you know?
Right. Well, I've always heard a lot about you from Jesse and from other tattooers that have been around you, and it's all great things. I feel like it's been probably a great blessing for them to be around you, and so for that's a big reason why we chose you to be our very second interview.
So what was your climb to this point as far as like, you started off, like you said, you got your first tattoo machine, you worked at different shops. First time I ever met you, you brought me some mannequins to airbrush. And you were with Dime Breed.
Yep. That was my first shop.
And back then, I wasn't a tattoo artist. I wasn't,
I remember whenever I brought the mannequins and you would ask me, and then you'd be like, "What do I gotta do to tattoo?"
But I saw her walk up, and I'm going, that's the first time I saw a girl with that many tattoos. You know, I wasn't in the tattoo world yet, so I wasn't like. So when she walked up and she was bringing me those mannequins, I remember you left, and I was telling the guys, "That's a cool looking girl. Did you see those tattoos and everything?" I was like impressed, and so you made probably one of my first impressions on tattoos. You know.
Out of the years you've been tattooing, what's the most challenging tattoo you've had to deal with?
Polynesian.
Polynesian style and stuff?
Because I didn't know this, but I know every symbol means something. Did you know that?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So then I was just like, oh, let's just freehand this and freehand, my mom freehanded on them. And then like later, they didn't know. They just wanted the design. They didn't want it to mean something. But whenever we would travel, there was an artist that only did that. So like I kind of chopped it up with him and talked about it, and he was just like, yeah, well, these mean this means that. Going this way means that.
Even the direction.
And I'm like, oh my gosh. So then now I'm like, I really don't want to take that on. I don't know. People get it for their reasons, but
Yeah.
And see, now it makes me feel like a bad tattoo artist because I hadn't researched Polynesian, and this is the first time I actually know that every design means something different.
yeah, I didn't know that either, but it does.
I did a Polynesian style. I drew it on real nice with a Sharpie. It was like, it's looking good. Started working on him, and sure enough, the Sharpie started wiping off. And it had a good flow, and it went good. I was happy with it. I was like, man, it's flowing good and everything. But now it's like, it was just different designs that we put in there.
I think Colleen is where the artist was that I seen, because we would do it every year, remember?
Yeah.
And then there was a guy there that did it, and I was talking to him one day, and he's like, and then I just walked off like, oh my god.
Oh wow.
I remember the guy's wife's reaction because I was working and the lines wiped off, and she's like, and I was like, and the whole time I'm like, hey, suck it up. Don't show no like you lost confidence or
don't
nothing.
Start getting sweaty.
Yeah, don't go, oh shit. Don't make him nervous. I like her techniques when she tattoos. I remember in Buchanan Street that I'd go in there, watch her work and everything. And this kid's getting his name on his ribs. That boy kept moving every time she'd get close to him. And she goes, no, you gotta sit still. And it's, but man, her technique was, she still got those lines real nice and straight. I was at that point, I was starting off, my line work was crap, I as a realist, I tend to focus too much on the shading and stuff. At that point, I was like, I was super impressed. I was like, how can you keep your hand that steady? And Alicia had that nice steady hand, and that side of her would come up. Hey, you can't be moving. You can't be. You kind of feel sorry for them.
Yeah, I think sometimes you do feel sorry, or you feel like, am I being too aggressive? But I think my clients have already got used to me, so I'm like, hey, quit doing that. Hey, quit crying. Don't make me go live, or I'll tell them different stuff. So then they'll be still, and then Ray or someone out here will shoot out in there and say, are you moving too much in there, man?
It's definitely something that we have to learn to do as tattooers. I mean, if you're gonna let somebody move, then you're gonna end up sticking yourself with their bloody needle, and that's something that just can't happen, So it's good to find the right ways to talk to them and calm people down. Whatever you gotta do to make sure that you're safe and they're safe.
Yeah.
That's the best thing.
Yeah, I always tell them, I think I remember that guy.
I couldn't forget it because he was a crybaby. There's people that they're hurting, but this guy was. At one point, he was twitching before he was even touched.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, it is that guy.
So it was like, and Alicia was like, "You got to sit still. So it wasn't like he was feeling the pain. He was
dramatic.
And in Spanish, miedoso.
Yeah.
He was like, but he walked in like tough. He walked in like he was tough. Now, one thing about him, he was skinny, so you could see his ribs and everything. It was like,
boom.
So he was hurting, but hey, man up. Sometimes you got to take your mind someplace else and just, hey, I'm not here.
Yeah, you gotta take the tattoos.
I feel like the guys are the weaker ones, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. The girls can handle it.
Uh-huh.
If I'm getting a tattoo, I let my feminine side come out. ahead, fuck it.
You're like, oh.
Alicia, I think that it's been great to know about your shop and to know other artists that have come in and out, because artists that move on from here, they tend to open up their own shop as well. And so it's apparent that you've been giving them guidance and just the basic structure of what they need to have a solid foundation in their career. That's great.
Alicia's been, I see her as one of the most supportive artists in this town, period. It's like the people that she's helped, the people that she's brought into the shop. And it's not just like people walking into the shop. I didn't come into addiction because I walked in asking for an apprenticeship or anything. She found me.
We appreciate you taking the time today to be on our show, be interviewed, and let people know a little bit more about you. If you want to visit Alicia, she is on Paramount in Amarillo, Texas. Do you want to tell them your address?
It's 2514 Paramount Boulevard.
Okay. Do you want to let people know how they can book with you?
I book through text or in person. If you want to get in faster, it's better to come in, because then I'm right there and I book you. But other than that, I'm pretty personal with it. Like I like to talk to people, and I do it through my personal cell phone.
Okay.
And people that enjoy tattoos, you can also tell them, hey, for a good time, call.
All right, well, thank you guys for stopping by and watching our video. We can't wait to show you guys some more artists in the Amarillo area. Please like and subscribe. Thanks.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Cut. I'm gonna give you a board.
I think you need one.
Addiction tattoos for a real special reason. Alicia Jimenez de Leon. She received her award for Citizens on the Move. We got to attend it. It was awesome. It was, I mean, what can I say? I was sitting there and I saw her get her award, and emotionally I had to hold back a little bit. I was like, man, that's Alicia. I don't know how to word this, but
Are you trying to make us cry?
no, I'm trying to hold back from crying. But no, you gotta realize she's an inspiration for me, you know. So seeing her up there, I can see her being an inspiration for so many artists around here. You know, what people can do. Sometimes my deal is I think of myself as, who am I? I'm just a painter. You know, I just do tattoos on skin. And I try to compare myself to my wife, and my wife's, she's a nurse. She's saving lives. Alicia's changing lives. She's affecting her community, affecting her friends. She's out there. So she's an inspiration to, you know, you can label yourself, oh, I'm just an artist. No, she's something special.
I'm sure if you know her, you know that she has a big heart, and if any of you have a story, please leave it in the comments.
What do you got to say, Alicia?
Nothing really, just thank you. I don't know, it just came out of nowhere whenever they walked in and told me about it. I got an interview, and then I was kind of waiting, thinking, I don't know about this. It doesn't seem real. But then the more I stayed in contact with the interviewer, we became friends. Now we text every week.
Everybody around her that heard about it are going, oh shit, she deserves that. You know, if you know her, you know. I mean, it's almost like it's about time. You know, she deserves it.